One of the most critical questions for people starting out is design is, should I go to a design school, spend a bunch of money and maybe 4 years of my life in order to become a successful designer? Now, there's probably reasoning for both ways. I guess I'm a little bit biased because I did go to design school for 4 years, so I enjoyed the experience, and I think it did benefit me. But I think it's very important also to look at the opposite example, people who did not go to design school or dropped out of design school and did succeed anyway. And today I want to share with you a story just like that. So I have a friend who named Tom. He moved to New York to study in a fancy design school, but very early he realized it's not for him. He didn't enjoy it, so he just dropped out. But while he was in New York, he decided to start a design-related company, which is called Taylor Brand, and that company became a huge success. I think he's a great designer. Now he managed the whole design team in Taylor Brand, and last year he moved back to Israel to start the design team here in Israel. We actually became friends because he was asking for my advice as to how to recruit designers here in Israel, and we just hooked up. I mean, I think he's a great guy and I really enjoy talking to him, so I'm gonna grab lunch with him right now. We do lunch every once in a while, and let's try to get his perspective as to why you need to or don't need to get a design school. What up, Dom?
Hello, man.
So, the people want to know, should you go to design school or not? So, can you share why you dropped out of design school and what happened afterwards?
Well, sure. I can tell you that I always wanted to study in New York. That was my dream. I think every designer has that vision. That it's like fame, basically. You go there and everybody's an artist and you work together. So I got into Parsons. 4 months in, 3 months in, I realized that what I thought is the fame scene, that not everyone are hungry as I thought they will be, they're not they went to design school because they think design is nice and maybe that's something they will take part in, while I knew that that's my dream. I fell in love with that's what I wanted to do in life, and suddenly I realized there's a difference. I put all the hours, but the students, there's not a real collaboration with them, and the teacher, something there didn't work. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. And I think design school is good, conceptually. But for me, that wasn't exactly what I wanted to do. And
because you felt like it's slowing you down? Or
yeah. Suddenly, before that, I used to work, as a freelance for friends and whatever, and I always felt that every month I could look back and I know something new. And there, I don't know if it's because of the speed or the first year, because suddenly you're a freshman, after 5 years of design, you're suddenly back a freshman. I wanted to do more. I was hungry. That's how I call it. And as you said, I dropped out. But it's important to say that I dropped out because I had an idea to do. A lot of people just drop out and say, well, I'll sit at home and something will pop. I was fortunate enough to have 2 friends. One of them was a programmer, another one was a business person, really good at marketing. And together we said, you know what, let's sit down. It wasn't even at first, I didn't even admit that I'm dropping out because I didn't want to be that cliche, I dropped out of design school and I started a company. So I said, even to my parents, I'm taking a semester off. Okay. I'm taking that semester off, and I did. And we said, this idea, this startup that we want to start, we're going to invest 3 months, and that's it. If it doesn't work, back to school. Okay. Deep down, I didn't want to go to school. I didn't want to do that, but that was the concept. So we dropped out, each one of them. Yali dropped out from Colombia, another friend quit his job. We put ourselves this imaginary timeline of 3 months, and we started Taylor Brands. And the good thing is that after 3 months, we felt like something is starting to move. When I told you that at the end of those 3 months, I could look back and say, you know what? I'm not in the same place now.
Yeah, you learned more during those 3 months.
I learned more, and even if nothing would happen, and after those 3 months, I would go back to school, I evolved, I learned, I felt a lot of things happen, and I think once I moved out of the comfort zone, I felt better. And I loved that feeling, and I said, you know what? The three of us, we were thrilled about the opportunity, and we continued. And now Teller Brands, and we're in the office, and I think it was a good ending. But I will never be that person that say, don't go to design school,
Okay.
beer, like that's.
But you still keep investing in your own. You were just talking about you
Yeah.
learning calligraphy, and because you still invest yourself as a designer, and you still try to learn and grow, but not like formally.
Exactly, like I'm signed up to Skillshare, and I go to like YouTube and Instagram. I still try to learn something. I still ask myself, after 3 months, 2 months, I look back, what else did I learn?
And now actually you're hiring designers, so you interview people. Do you care about if they went to design school or not?
So you know what? So I get CV because the regular process is they send an email, and there's always 2 files attached: the CV and the portfolio. And I always go to the portfolio first.
Yeah.
And if there is something that I like, I go to the CV just to see,
Right, yeah.
where did he get the skills? Because I don't care if he got the skills from school 4 years. Was he a freelance for 5 years, or he's an amazing designer who did all the things for himself?
Yeah.
I really don't care about that.
Yeah. Awesome.
Cool, man. Thanks for coming by.
Thanks for lunch. Always good times meeting Tom. His company, Taylor Brands, is actually kind of productizing the process of branding and logo creation. So people actually just go through a wizard, and then it creates the whole brand for them, which is kind of cool. It's actually, some people think it's kind of competing with our job as designers, but I actually don't see it like this, because they're serving a totally different market. Because I work with clients who want to pay, I don't know, $1,000, $5,000, $10,000 for a logo, and he's serving clients who want to pay $5 for a logo. And I'm never going to go into that market, but it is a market of people who that's their budget for the design. And so the only way to serve them profitably is by creating kind of a product that will automatically do this. So it's pretty cool, and their company is doing great, raised a lot of money, they're making a lot of money, so that's really, really cool. And I really related to what he was saying about like when you're in design school and you feel like you are so motivated and other people are not. I know that I definitely felt that way as well, and I was kind of like frustrated, because I was like, I used to work at an ad agency before I went to school, and I knew like what real life looked like. And when people in my school were like bummed, oh, I can't believe that we have to do this homework and stuff like that, I was like, guys, you are like paying to be here, otherwise you would be stuck in some office. You gotta enjoy this, you gotta use school. But most people are just like not want to put in the work, and that's really suck. And it is true that the best way to learn and gain real experience is by doing actual products and projects and working with clients and real stuff. So if you get the chance to do that, that's probably the best. All right, that will wrap up this week. Hope you guys have a great weekend, and I'll catch you next week.
Thanks for watching, guys. I'll talk to you later. Yeah, that's pretty sweet.